I read like that Evidence is working with Fashawn on an album or on a mixtape or whatever. How do you see that for yourself, like on solo ways? Like, how would you work with those kind of new cats to just
Oh,
get into the game?
oh, definitely.
Are there any out there? You have
Yeah,
plans
yeah. I have one kid I just started working with by the name of Analyst. He's out in my area, and Evidence is a real big fan of Fat Sean. He's obviously took him on tour with him, and he lives in L.A. now, very close to Ev, and I think they've got some kind of relationship where Ev's going to be maybe executive producing his next solo album. Fash has an album coming out that's completely produced by Exile, that's coming out first, but then after that, he's doing another album with various producers, different situation. I think him and Ev are going to be working closely on that one
So
together.
is Av kind of a mentor for him, or?
I can't really speak on it, but one thing I can say is they're big fans of each other,
Right.
enjoy working with each other. Ev is obviously a lot older than Fash. Fash is like, a 20-year-old rap monster, man. He's just so incredible. And he's a good kid, and I think he really, when he's around us, he really, he does it. He does the most to soak up, whatever he can, whatever knowledge he can. And I know when he's working with Ev, they have a really good rapport. They write each other lyrics. They're telling each other do this, do that. And but I have big hopes for Fashion. I hope to see him become one of the new stars on the West Coast for sure.
So how's it like working with those guys? Like in terms of like, because they are so young, they didn't really grew up with the music. Like they didn't know music before. I think I would say like 98 or so. Like, because I'm pretty young too, and I started like in 98 or so. But I caught up on the history and heard some older stuff, and I really liked it because that's why I still like the golden era music. But how's that like for different guys? Because like for example, other names just don't talk about like the old school or the golden era artists.
Right. Well, I think there's good sides to it and there's bad sides of it. I would think, obviously, anyone that I would let into my studio and work would have some kind of respect for my crew or my years in the game, and it would be off top that they understand what they're dealing with. Two, another thing I really like about working with new kids and young artists is that versus working with an old veteran, let's say, is that they're new, So being able to work with someone like Fashawn or like my dude Analyst, like I said, it puts me in a position as a producer to be more vocal. I feel more comfortable to be able to say to someone who's not a legend that I'm scared to speak to. I can tell him, I think you should kick your raps this way, man. Maybe we should do the song about this. Rewrite that one line. Let's tighten up the space. Versus where, obviously if I ever had the chance of working with someone as great as KRS-One, I'm probably going to be a little bit more intimidated about being vocal. You know what I mean? Something I'm still working on as a producer. But I enjoy working with the young guys. It's helping me learn how to produce better. And I think also, too, these younger guys are a little bit more like moldable clay. You know what I mean? You can really go in as a producer and chisel out a track with them and really, really, really produce and have fun with it. So I really like the young energy. I have Duck Season 3.5 coming out very soon, and a majority of the people on there are new groups that you probably haven't heard of, and a few you have. But I think more the theme of the Duck Season 3.5 is like just a lot of new MCs and raw talent or just people who haven't been heard as much with my production.
All right. Shoot. Today's not my day. Second time I forgot something to ask.
No.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about like, okay, let's take a different point because I think I had two questions in mind and I forgot the other one I wanted to ask. But are you into sports?
I am, but not as much as I'd like to be.
What about the Lakers?
Love the
Going to the
Lakers.
finals?
I watched a game last night. It was incredible. It's really boring, to be honest with you. It was like third quarter. I was already like, eh. But
You think the Magic's going to come back?
what's that?
The Magic's going to come back?
Well, with how the Lakers have been playing here in the finals, this is what I wrote on Twitter last night. I was like, I wrote a message to @Lakers. I was like, great game, Lakers. Let's not come back with a 30-point loss in game 2.
That
So
would suck.
that's kind of my stance. You know what I mean? Like,
But the Magic did bad though.
Magic played horrible.
Yeah,
like,
they didn't play like against the Cavaliers.
No, I was like, man, what the fuck are these guys even doing here at Staples Center? But, hopefully they step their game up. I'd love to see a little bit more of a tougher series, just because the Lakers have been having battles. We're having battles in the East Coast.
It was great players this year.
Incredible playoffs. Incredible
I loved
playoffs. So for the finals to be kind of flat, I'm a little let down, but as long as the Lakers win, it's all good.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm getting ready for the parade as we see it. I'm calling Lakers in 4. Lakers in 4.
I'm not that opinion, but yeah, okay, whatever. No, it was like we were talking about like downstairs with Lake Crystal guys because they're from Ohio, and we were all upset about the Cavaliers because I spent an exchange year in Ohio, so I'm a big Cavalier fan myself. So we were all kind of upset that they lost.
So let me tell you this: much love to LeBron. He's a king, you know what I mean. But here's a funny thing. The NBA wants you in the finals, okay? They want you in the finals. They have commercials of you and your team versus Kobe's team in the finals.
Yeah, like the puppet commercials.
Trillions of dollars to get you in the finals, and you can't close the deal.
It's not LeBron's fault.
It's not LeBron's fault, but I'm saying, like, man, this is the year. Right now, David Stern, the commissioner of the NBA, is like, when Orlando won, he probably was crying. He was probably like, oh, my God, how did they let Orlando win? We're going to lose millions of dollars.
I was reading on this one block. It was like I think 3-2 or so in a series, in the last game, and they were saying this like 20 things what should happen to the Magic so that the Cavs going to win. And it was like this one dude who plays with the mask. I forgot his name, but like have him like his eyes taped too so he can't see and stuff like that. And it was like Dwight Howard is going to get hurt. They were making up excuses. Like it was like ridiculous. But
it wasn't meant to be. But, you know, props to the Cavaliers. I'd like to see them back in the finals to lose to the Lakers next year.
Yeah, we will see. I'm going to call you then, and I'm going to say, yeah, the Cavs won. Hopefully. But they got to get a new player in there. They need a big man.
Yeah, they need one more role player to help ease a little bit more of the pressure off of LeBron. I mean, LeBron's young, so he's still developing. To me, he's just getting good still. You know what I mean?
But like, do you remember the game 3 winning shot, 1.4 seconds?
Incredible,
crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. That's going to give him confidence that he didn't have last year. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you hear a lot of the analysts talking about, you know, now he added this new dimension of the game. Now he's a closer. He's got everything. He's got all the tools to become one of the greatest of all time. But
he's got such a huge body, man. He's like athletic like MJ, but like he's got the body of Shaq.
But yeah, exactly. But he's like the new school Magic. You know what I mean? If he had to play center, he'll play center. If you want to play point guard, he'll play point guard. LeBron's incredible, but we'll see. But I think he's going to go a long way because one thing that you see in the league is the real difference between being, you know, a really good player and being MVP is, you know, what you do to the people around you. And obviously, he makes people around him better. You know, he took this Cavaliers, this whole organization, and you know, they're a perennial favorite, you know, to go all the way. And he took them pretty far from where they used to be. So he's on his way. Cavaliers are going to be good as long as they keep him. And, you know, they build a better supporting cast around him, add a couple more key players. Maybe a vet, maybe a big man.
Yeah, we were thinking about like getting Dirk Nowitzki in there.
That wouldn't even be fair. That wouldn't even be fair. That wouldn't
come
even
on.
be right. I like Dirk. Dirk does his damn thing, but he does. I think what he needs is just he needs a little bit more of a veteran out there. You know, he's still young, and I don't think they have that role. You know, you need someone on the team like a. More of an enforcer and an old school vet who gets that kind of respect. Who can
Chauncey Billups kind of thing.
Kind of, yeah.
He did good with Denver, though.
He did really good. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's a very good example. He really did his damn thing. He was really pissing me off, to be honest with you. But Chauncey Billups is an OG. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, all right, I remember the question I wanted to ask.
Okay.
What about the next Elated record?
We're all thinking it's going to happen next year, but what's really important is, you know, I think Ev's next record's going to come out first. Rocka's Crown of Thorns LP is going to come out, and hopefully, you know, if I can get my next instrumental album, Duck Season 3.5, and Liquid Junkie's new LP out of the way, I'd love to see all that happen, and then we'll come back to Dilated. To be honest with you, it was such a doing 4 albums on a major label was really trying. It was hard work, and it did a lot to our group, a lot of ups and downs. So when we finally finished our deal and we were able to go solo, it's been a while now, but we all have really been enjoying the freedom of just being independent. And to be honest with you, we know what we've created, and we don't want to just get into the studio and just record whatever. We really want to do it when it's right, and we all feel it's really important that everyone get their solo stuff off their chest, because we all couldn't do that with Capitol. Contractually, we weren't allowed to, you know. So now, trying to get Rocket to finish his record, trying to finish up my projects. Ev's trying to finish his, and hopefully we'll see a new Dilator record hopefully in 2010 sometime.
Awesome. It's good to hear. Okay, it was a really good time talking to you, man. I enjoyed the sport part. Okay, peace out, guys.